The man was alone. His name was Ethan. He was sitting inside a small tent, deep in the forest. No road. No lights. No phone signal. He came here to escape noise, people, and memories he did not like to remember. The forest was old. Very old. Tall trees stood like dark shadows under the night sky. The moon was half hidden behind clouds. The air felt heavy, as if the forest was holding its breath. Ethan looked at his watch. It was almost midnight. Just one night, he said to himself. One quiet night. He did not know this night would change everything. Earlier that evening, Ethan had set up his tent near a dry riverbed. He chose the place because it was silent. Too silent, maybe. No insects. No birds. Even the wind felt afraid to move. He tried to ignore the strange feeling in his chest. He opened his bag and took out a small knife. He wanted to cut a rope that was too long. His hands were tired. His mind was not fully focused. The knife slipped. "Ah," he whispered. The blade cut his finger. A small drop of blood came out. It was bright red. Ethan quickly sucked his finger and wrapped it with cloth. "It's nothing," he said. But the moment the blood touched the ground, something changed. The air became cold. Very cold. Ethan felt it first on his neck. That strange feeling like someone was watching him. He slowly turned his head and looked outside the tent. Nothing. Just trees. Darkness. Shadows. He laughed nervously. "Calm down," he told himself. "You're alone." Still, his heart was beating fast. He zipped the tent closed and sat down. He tried to distract himself by reading a book, but the words did not make sense anymore. Then he heard it. A sound. Not loud. Not soft. A slow, careful step. Crunch. Another step. Crunch. Someone was walking outside. Ethan stopped breathing. "This is not funny," he whispered. Maybe it was an animal, he thought. A deer. A wolf. But the steps were too slow. Too careful. And then the smell came. A strange smell. Cold. Metallic. Like iron. Ethan's blood felt warm suddenly. His fingers started to hurt again. Outside the tent, the step stopped. Silence. Then a voice spoke. A woman's voice. Soft. Calm. But not human. "I smell you," the voice said. Ethan's eyes went wide. He did not move. He did not speak. The zipper of the tent moved. Slowly. Very slowly. The tent opened just a little. Moonlight came inside. And then she appeared. She was tall. Very pale. Her skin looked almost white under the moon. Her hair was long and dark. Her eyes were red. Not bright red, but deep, glowing red. She wore strange clothes. Not modern. Not old. Something in between. She looked at Ethan like a hunter looks at prey. But she did not attack. She leaned forward slightly and breathed in. Her eyes widened. "Your blood," she whispered. Ethan's body froze. He could not scream. He could not run. "Please," he said quietly. "I don't have anything." She smiled. A slow, cold smile. "I am not here for your things," she said. "I am here for you." Ethan tried to move back, but the tent wall stopped him. Who are you?" he asked. The woman stepped closer. The air around her felt heavy and cold. "I have many names," she said. "But on your world, you would call me a vampire." Ethan shook his head. "No, that's not real." She tilted her head. "Neither was I," she replied, "until tonight." She raised her hand and gently took his injured finger. Ethan felt pain and fear. She did not bite him. She just smelled the blood. Her face changed. Fear appeared in her eyes. "This is impossible," she said. Ethan swallowed hard. "What is?" She looked at him deeply, as if she was looking inside his body, inside his past. "Your blood does not belong to this world," she whispered. Ethan's heart almost stopped. "What do you mean?" he asked. She let go of his finger and stepped back. "I have lived on this planet for hundreds of years," she said. "I know every smell, every human, every taste." She looked disturbed. "But your blood smells like the stars." Suddenly, a loud sound echoed through the forest. A deep hum. The ground vibrated slightly. Ethan looked around in panic. What is that? Her face turned serious. That, she said, is the worst possible thing. She looked up at the sky. Lights appeared between the clouds.
Faint.
Moving. Ethan felt fear like never before. What's happening? He asked. She turned back to him.
They heard you, she said.
Who? Ethan shouted. She walked closer again. This time, her voice was low and sharp. My people. Ethan shook his head again and again. This is crazy. I'm just a normal man. She laughed softly.
No, she said.
You are not.
She pointed at his chest.
Your ancestors were changed long ago. You carry something inside you. Something sleeping. Ethan felt dizzy. I don't understand. You will, she replied. And when you do, it may already be too late. The lights in the sky grew brighter. The forest was no longer silent. Something was waking up. The woman looked at Ethan with a mix of fear and regret. I should not have come, she said. I should not have smelled your blood. Ethan's voice shook. Then why are you here? She met his eyes. Because now, she said slowly, you are the turning point. Another vibration shook the ground. Far away, something screamed. Not human. Not animal. Something else. Ethan realized one terrible truth. He was never alone in that forest. And this night was only the beginning. Ethan could not move. The ground under his feet was still shaking. The strange lights in the sky slowly moved, like eyes searching for something lost. Or someone. The woman stood very still. Her red eyes followed the lights, not Ethan. They are closer than I feared, she said. Ethan finally found his voice.
Who are they? He asked.
And why are they looking for me? The woman turned toward him. Up close, she looked even more unreal. Her skin had no marks, no scars, no age. She looked young and very old at the same time. My people, she said. We are not from Earth. Ethan's head felt heavy. So, you are an alien? He asked slowly. She nodded. Yes. But not the kind from your stories. We did not come in ships like heroes or explorers. She looked around the forest. We came as survivors. The lights in the sky faded for a moment. The forest became quiet again, but it was not a safe silence. It was waiting. The woman moved back a step and sat near the fire pit. She kept her eyes on Ethan, as if afraid he might disappear. My name, she said, is Veolira. Ethan repeated it in his head. Veolira, he said. What do you want from me? Veolira looked down at the ground. I wanted nothing, she replied, until I smelled your blood. Ethan looked at his finger. It had stopped bleeding, but it still hurt. You said my blood is not normal, he said. Why? Veolira took a deep breath. Because your blood carries a signal, she said. A signal older than this planet. Ethan shook his head. This doesn't make sense, he said. I was born in a hospital. I had normal parents. Veolira looked at him with pity. Many weapons are born without knowing what they are, she said. That word hit him hard.
Weapon.
I am not a weapon, Ethan said angrily. Veolira raised her hand. I do not mean it as an insult, she said. I mean it as truth. She stood up slowly. Long ago, she continued, my species came to Earth during a war that never reached your history books. Ethan listened, frozen. There were two sides, she said. Those who wanted to control life, and those who wanted to protect it. She looked at him again. Humans were not ready to know this truth. So memories were erased. Cities were destroyed. Time buried everything. Ethan felt cold. And my blood, he asked. Veolira's voice became very quiet. Some humans were changed, she said. Not to fight, but to end the war if it ever returned. The forest wind suddenly moved. Leaves rustled. Trees whispered. Ethan felt like the forest itself was listening. So you're saying, he said slowly, that I am part of some ancient plan? Veolira nodded. Yes. She stepped closer. Your blood reacts to our presence, she said. It wakes things that should stay asleep. Ethan looked at the sky again. The lights, he said. They came because of me? Yes, Valyra replied. And because of me. She looked ashamed. I broke the rules, she said. I should have left you. But curiosity is a dangerous thing. Ethan laughed once. A weak laugh. So, what happens now? He asked. Valyra did not answer right away. That silence scared him more than anything else. Suddenly, a sound came from far away. A long scream. Not human. Not animal. It echoed through the trees like pain itself. Ethan's body shook. What was that? He whispered. Valyra's eyes narrowed. A scout, she said. One of the first. Ethan stepped back. A scout for what? She looked at him. For a harvest. Ethan's breathing became fast. You said you were hiding, he said. So, why didn't they find you before? Valyra looked away. Because I starved, she said. Ethan frowned. What? I stopped feeding on humans, she explained. I survived on animals. Weak blood. Quiet blood. She touched her chest. But your blood, she said, is loud. Ethan felt sick. So, what do they want from me? Valyra met his eyes. They want to wake the sleepers, she said. They want to rise again. The ground trembled slightly, as if something far below the earth was moving. Ethan whispered, And if they wake up? Valyra answered without emotion, Your world will end. The wind picked up again. Branches cracked somewhere in the dark. Ethan suddenly realized something. You didn't attack me, he said. Why? Valyra hesitated. Because, she said slowly, if I drink your blood, I will become a signal too strong to control. Ethan felt fear crawl up his spine. You mean you could turn into something worse? Yes, she said. Silence fell between them. Then Valyra spoke again. There is something else you should know. Ethan swallowed. What? She looked at him carefully. They are not the only ones coming, she said. Ethan's heart dropped. Who else? She pointed at his chest. You, she said. Ethan laughed again, louder this time. That's not funny. Valyra did not smile. Your body is already changing, she said. Your blood healed too fast. Ethan looked at his finger. The cut was gone. No mark. No scar. He felt dizzy. This is impossible, he whispered. Valyra stepped closer and lowered her voice. You are waking up, she said. Another scream echoed through the forest. This one was closer. Much closer. Valyra's face became sharp and serious. We must leave, she said. Leave where? Ethan asked. She grabbed her bag. To a place they cannot see, she said. Yet. Ethan looked around his tent, his things, his normal life. All this, he said. It's gone, isn't it? Valyra nodded once. Yes. They heard footsteps now. Heavy ones. More than one. Ethan felt terror take control. Valyra looked at him one last time before moving. Remember this, she said. What? He asked. You are not prey, she whispered. You are the reason this war will end. The shadows between the trees moved. Eyes opened in the dark. And for the first time in his life, Ethan felt something awaken inside him. Something ancient. Something dangerous. Ethan ran. Branches hit his arms. Stones cut his shoes. His breath felt like fire inside his chest. Behind him, the forest was no longer quiet. Something was moving between the trees. Something fast. Valyra ran beside him. She did not breathe hard. She did not slow down. Her eyes stayed focused, sharp like a blade. Do not look back, she said. Ethan wanted to ask questions. Thousands of them. But fear was louder than words. A deep sound came from behind them. Not a scream. Not a growl. A signal. Valyra stopped suddenly and pulled Ethan down behind a fallen tree. Stay low, she whispered. Ethan's heart was beating so loud he was sure everything could hear it. He slowly lifted his head and looked through the darkness. That was when he saw it. A tall shape moved between the trees. Too tall. Too thin. Its skin was dark and tight, like it was stretched over bones. Its eyes glowed a soft blue. Not angry. Not wild. Cold. It moved slowly, scanning the ground. Searching. Ethan covered his mouth. "What is that?" he whispered. Veolyra did not look surprised.
"A seeker," she said.
"One who follows blood signals." The creature stopped. Its head tilted slightly. Ethan felt pressure inside his chest.
Pain.
His blood felt warm again. Veolyra noticed. "Do not fight it," she whispered. "Your fear makes the signal stronger." Ethan closed his eyes and tried to calm his breathing. The seeker turned away and moved deeper into the forest. Only when the sound faded did Veolyra stand. "That was close," she said. Ethan could barely stand. "That thing," he said, shaking, "was hunting me." Veolyra nodded. "Yes."
They moved again, slower now. The trees changed.
They became thicker, older. The air smelled different, like metal and stone. After some time, they reached a hill covered in vines. Veolyra stopped in front of it. "This is the place," she said. Ethan looked confused. "It's just a hill." Veolyra touched the ground with her hand. The vines moved. Stone appeared. A hidden door opened with a deep sound. Ethan stepped back. "What is this?" he asked. "A memory," Veolyra replied. "One humans were never meant to find." They went inside. The tunnel was dark, but strange lights slowly turned on as they walked. The walls were smooth, not carved by tools, not natural. Ethan touched one. It felt warm. "This is not human," he said. "No," Veolyra replied. "It was built before humans learned how to write." They entered a wide room. In the center stood a large structure, like a glass coffin. Old symbols covered the floor around it. Ethan felt dizzy again. Images flashed in his mind.
Fire.
Sky ships. Screaming cities that he fell to his knees. Veolyra caught him. "You are remembering," she said softly. "I've never been here," Ethan said. "But your blood has," she replied. Ethan looked at the coffin. Inside, he saw a human shape, not moving, sleeping. "Who is that?" he asked. Veolyra hesitated. "Someone like you," she said. Ethan's throat went dry. "Like me, how?" Veolyra looked at the symbols. "Long ago," she began, "when my people came to Earth, the war was already lost." She spoke slowly, carefully. "We could not win with weapons," she said. "So another species made a choice." Ethan listened. "They changed humans," Veolyra said. "Not all. Just a few bloodlines." "To do what?" Ethan asked. "To end us," she replied. Ethan stood up slowly. "You're saying humans were turned into weapons," he said. "Yes," Veolyra replied. "Living keys. Living locks." She pointed at the coffin. "They sleep until needed." Ethan felt sick. "And me?" he asked. Veolyra looked at him. "You are not asleep," she said. Ethan's heart dropped. "Why?" Veolyra's voice became heavy. "Because someone activated you." Silence filled the room. Ethan whispered, "Who?" Veolyra did not answer. The lights in the room flickered. A low hum filled the air. Ethan felt pain again. His vision blurred. He saw flashes. A woman holding a baby. A symbol on skin. A promise whispered in the dark. He screamed. Veolyra grabbed his shoulders.
"Focus on me," she said.
Ethan gasped for air. "That wasn't a dream," he said. "No," Veolyra replied. "It was a memory passed through blood." Ethan laughed weakly. "So my life," he said. "My normal life, it was a lie?" Veolyra shook her head. "No," she said. "It was a gift." She stepped back. "You were allowed to live as human," she said. "Until tonight." Ethan looked at his hands. They were shaking. "They're coming," he said suddenly. Veolyra looked at him. "How do you know?" "I can feel them," Ethan said. "Like noise under my skin." Veolyra's face changed. "That should not happen yet," she said. The ground trembled. The lights turned red. A deep alarm echoed through the chamber. "They found this place," Veolyra said. A loud impact hit the outer tunnel. Stone cracked. Ethan felt fear, but also something else. Anger.
Strength.
"Get behind me," he said. Veolyra froze. "What?" she asked. I don't know how, Ethan said, but I think I can slow them. Veolyra looked at him with shock. You are waking faster than expected, she said. Another impact shook the room. Cracks spread across the wall. Ethan stepped forward. His heartbeat slowed. The pain turned into focus. The symbols on the floor began to glow. Veolyra whispered, "This is not possible." The wall broke. Dark figures entered. Seekers. More than one. Ethan raised his hand.
The air changed.
The creatures stopped. They screamed. Not in pain. In fear. Ethan did not understand what he was doing. But his blood did. The seekers fell back, retreating into the tunnel. Silence returned. Ethan lowered his hand.
He felt weak.
Veolyra stared at him. You just used the signal, she said. But in reverse. Ethan looked at her. What does that mean? Veolyra answered slowly. It means, she said, you were not made to wake us. She stepped closer. You were made to command us. Ethan felt cold again. So what happens now? He asked. Veolyra looked at the sleeping human in the coffin. Now, she said, the others like you'll begin to wake. Ethan realized something terrible. This was bigger than him. Bigger than Earth. The war was not returning. It had never ended. And he was standing at its center. Ethan could still feel it. The power. It was quiet now, but it was there, deep inside him, like a sleeping storm. His hands were shaking, not from fear, but from confusion. Veolyra stood a few steps away, watching him like she was seeing him for the first time. You should not be able to do that, she said slowly. Ethan looked at his palms. I didn't plan it, he replied. It just happened. The underground chamber felt smaller now. The red lights slowly turned back to white, but the air was tense. They will return, Veolyra said. And next time, they will not send seekers. Ethan swallowed hard. Then what will they send? Veolyra's voice was cold. Hunters. They did not stay. Veolyra closed the hidden chamber quickly. The stone door sealed itself as if it had never been there. The forest night welcomed them again, but it no longer felt natural. The sky was changing. Clouds moved too fast. Stars flickered like weak lights. Ethan followed Veolyra through a narrow path. She moved with purpose, like she already knew where to go. Where are we going? Ethan asked. A dead zone, she replied. A place where signals become weak. Ethan frowned. On Earth. Yes, Veolyra said. Humans call it a city. They reached an old road before sunrise. A small, broken bus stop stood there, empty and silent. Ethan sat down, exhausted. So that's it, he asked. We hide in cities now. Veolyra looked at him. No, she said. We disappear. Ethan laughed quietly. That was my plan before all this, he said. Veolyra did not smile. This is different, she replied. They will use humans to find you. Ethan's smile faded. What do you mean? Veolyra looked away. They can control weak minds, she said. Fear makes humans easy to guide. Ethan felt anger rise. So, innocent people will suffer because of me? Veolyra met his eyes. They already are, she said. As daylight came, cars passed on the road. Normal people. Normal lives. Ethan felt strange watching them. I don't belong here anymore, he said quietly. Veolyra said nothing. They entered the city by noon. Noise filled the air. Voices. Horns. Music. Ethan expected to feel safer. He was wrong. The noise made everything worse. His head hurt. Every sound felt sharp. They're closer, he said suddenly. Veolyra stopped walking. You feel them again, she said. Yes, Ethan replied. Like shadows behind walls. Veolyra's face hardened. They are adapting, she said. They are learning you. They entered an old apartment building. The walls were cracked. Paint was peeling. Veolyra chose a room on the top floor. No mirrors, she said. No open windows. Ethan sat on the floor. What happens if they catch me? He asked. Veolyra stayed silent for a long moment. Then they will force your blood to wake the others, she said. And I will fail. Ethan looked up. Fail at what? Veolyra's voice was low. protecting this world. That night, Ethan could not sleep. He kept seeing flashes again. Fire in the sky. Cities burning. Creatures feeding. He suddenly sat up. "They're here," he whispered. Veolyra was already standing. The lights outside flickered. Screams echoed from the street below. "This is different," she replied. "They will use humans to find you." Ethan's smile faded. "What do you mean?" Veolyra looked away. "They can control weak minds," she said. "Fear makes humans easy to guide." Ethan felt anger rise. "So innocent people will suffer because of me?" Veolyra met his eyes.
"They already are," she said.
As daylight came, cars passed on the road. Normal people. Normal lives. Ethan felt strange watching them. "I don't belong here anymore," he said quietly. Veolyra said nothing. They entered the city by noon. Noise filled the air. Voices. Horns. Music. Ethan expected to feel safer. He was wrong. The noise made everything worse. His head hurt. Every sound felt sharp. "They're closer," he said suddenly. Veolyra stopped walking. "You feel them again," she said. "Yes," Ethan replied. "Like shadows behind walls." Veolyra's face hardened. "They are adapting," she said.
"They are learning you."
They entered an old apartment building. The walls were cracked.
Paint was peeling.
Veolyra chose a room on the top floor.
"No mirrors," she said.
"No open windows." Ethan sat on the floor. "What happens if they catch me?" he asked. Veolyra stayed silent for a long moment. "Then they will force your blood to wake the others," she said. "And I will fail." Ethan looked up. "Fail at what?" Veolyra's voice was low. "Protecting this world." That night, Ethan could not sleep. He kept seeing flashes again. Fire in the sky. Cities burning.
Creatures feeding.
He suddenly sat up. "They're here," he whispered. Veolyra was already standing. The lights outside flickered. Screams echoed from the street below. "Too empty." "You are important," the man said. "You are needed." Ethan felt rage rise. "I am not yours," he said. The man smiled. "That is not your choice." Veolyra moved fast. Too fast to see. The man hit the wall, unconscious. More footsteps came from the hallway. Veolyra grabbed Ethan. "Now you run," she said. "I slow them." Ethan shook his head. "I'm not leaving you." Veolyra looked at him sharply. "You must," she said, "because they want you alive." The hallway filled with shadows. Hunters. More than before. Ethan felt his chest tighten. He did not run. Instead, he stepped forward.
"No," he said.
The air changed again. The hunters stopped. Their heads turned toward Ethan. Veolyra shouted, "Do not do this." Ethan raised his voice. "Leave," he said. The walls shook. Glass shattered. The hunters screamed, not in pain, in fear. They stepped back, then vanished. Silence returned. Ethan fell to his knees. Veolyra caught him. "You'll kill yourself if you keep using it," she said. Ethan looked up. "Then teach me," he said. Veolyra stared at him. "You don't know what you're asking." "I do," Ethan replied. "If this power exists, I won't let them use it." Veolyra closed her eyes. "You are changing faster than any before you," she said. "And that scares me." Outside, sirens wailed. Humans reacted now. Police. Lights. Confusion. Veolyra pulled Ethan away. "We cannot stay," she said. "Where do we go?" Ethan asked. Veolyra looked at the horizon. "To the place where this began," she said. Ethan frowned. "Earth." Veolyra shook her head. "No," she said. "Your blood remembers another world." Ethan felt fear and wonder mix inside him. "You mean space?" he asked. Veolyra met his eyes. "Yes." Ethan took a deep breath. "Then let's finish it," he said. Veolyra looked at him for a long moment. "The hunt has begun," she said, "and it will not stop." Above them, hidden behind clouds, something massive moved. Watching. Waiting. The war was no longer coming. It was already here. The sky was quiet. Too quiet. Ethan stood on the rooftop of an abandoned building, looking up at the clouds. They moved slowly, like something heavy was hiding behind them. Veolyra stood beside him. Her face looked calm, but her eyes were sharp.
"It is time," she said.
Ethan did not look away from the sky. "Time for what?" he asked. "To leave," Veolyra replied. Ethan finally turned to her. "Leave Earth," he said. Veolyra nodded once. "You can no longer hide here," she said. "Your signal is growing stronger every hour." Ethan felt it too. A strange pull in his chest. Like something far away was calling him. "How do we leave?" he asked. Veolyra stepped back and pressed her hand against the air. The air moved. Not like wind. Like water. A shape appeared, dark, smooth, and silent.
A ship.
Ethan stared at it. It was not large. It had no lights, no wings. It looked alive, like a sleeping animal. "You had this the whole time?" Ethan asked. Veolyra shook her head. "No," she said. "It was waiting for you." The ship reacted. Its surface shifted. Lines appeared, glowing softly. Ethan felt pain again. Then warmth. "It knows me," he whispered. "Yes," Veolyra said. "It remembers your blood." A door opened without a sound. Ethan hesitated. "If I leave," he said, "I may never come back." Veolyra looked at him. "If you stay," she replied, "Earth will burn." Ethan closed his eyes. Then he stepped inside. The ship closed behind them. There were no seats. No screens. The inside felt aware. Ethan felt pressure, then nothing. The city disappeared. Earth disappeared. Stars filled the space around them. Ethan gasped. They were moving faster than his mind could understand. "Where are we going?" he asked. Veolyra answered quietly. "To the first battlefield." Time felt strange. Moments passed. Or maybe hours. Ethan saw images in the air. Planets broken. Ships crashing. Creatures screaming. "These are memories," Veolyra said. "The ship carries history." Ethan felt sick. "All this happened because of your people?" he asked. Veolyra did not answer right away. "Because of many," she said finally. "My people were not innocent." Ethan looked at her. "And humans?" he asked. Veolyra met his eyes. "Humans were the final answer," she said. The ship slowed. A planet appeared ahead.
Dark. Scarred. Broken.
"This place," Veolyra said, "is where you were designed." They landed on a flat stone surface. The air was thin, but Ethan could breathe. Structures rose in the distance. Old. Broken. Not natural. "This world is dead," Ethan said. "Yes," Veolyra replied. "And it died to protect yours." They walked toward a large structure shaped like a ring. The moment Ethan stepped inside, his head filled with voices. Not sounds. Thoughts. He fell to his knees. Veolyra rushed to him. "Do not fight it," she said. "Listen." Ethan closed his eyes. The voices became clear. "You were never meant to be alone. You were never meant to suffer. You were meant to choose." Ethan stood slowly. "I hear them," he said. Veolyra stepped back. "They are the architects," she said. "The ones who changed your bloodline." The air in front of Ethan formed shapes. Tall beings made of light and shadow. They did not speak with mouths. Their words filled his mind. "You are awake earlier than planned." Ethan clenched his fists. "You turned my family into weapons," he said. "We turned them into guardians," the voices replied. "Your species was the only one capable of choice." Veolyra watched in silence. "You could have stopped the vampires without us," Ethan said angrily. "We tried," the voices answered. "They adapted. They survived." Ethan felt pain. "So, I am just a tool," he said. "You are a decision," they replied. The images changed. Ethan saw futures. Earth destroyed. Earth saved. Earth ruled by fear. "All because of me," he whispered. "Because of what you decide," the voices said. Veolyra stepped forward. "Tell him the truth," she said. The voices paused, then spoke again. "If Ethan completes his awakening, the vampire species will end." Ethan felt relief. "But," he asked. "But so will the bloodline," they said. "Including him." Silence fell. Veolira's breath caught. Ethan laughed softly. So I die, he said. You will become something else, the voices replied. Not human. Not weapon. Veolira looked away. You did not tell me this, she said. I did not know, the voices replied. Ethan felt calm. Strangely calm. And if I refuse, he asked. Then the war continues, they said. And Earth becomes a feeding ground. Ethan closed his eyes. He thought of the city. The people. Normal lives. He opened his eyes again. I want time, he said. The voices faded. Time is short. The structure went silent. Back on the ship, Veolira finally spoke. You would sacrifice yourself, she said. Ethan looked at the stars. I don't know, he replied. But I won't let them decide for me. Veolira nodded slowly. There is another way, she said. Ethan turned. You know something, he said. Veolira's eyes darkened. There is a queen, she said. The first vampire. Ethan felt a chill. If she dies, Veolira continued, the species collapses. Ethan understood. And she's coming for me, he said. Yes, Veolira replied. The ship suddenly shook. Alarms echoed, low and deep. Ethan grabbed the wall. What's happening, he asked. Veolira looked at the sensors.
She found us, she said.
The space outside twisted. A massive shape appeared.
Alive.
Watching. Ethan felt the signal explode inside him. The queen had arrived. And she was smiling. The ship shook again. Not like before. This time, it felt alive, like fear was moving through its walls. Ethan grabbed a metal rail as the lights dimmed. Outside, space twisted, bending around a massive shape. Veolira whispered, She is here. Ethan looked through the transparent surface. What he saw made his chest feel empty. The queen's ship was not a ship. It was a living thing. Huge.
Dark.
Breathing slowly, like a sleeping god. Veins of red light moved across its body. Smaller shapes moved along its surface. Vampires, thousands of them, clinging like parasites. Ethan felt her before he heard her. A presence. Heavy. Ancient. Watching. A voice entered his mind. So, the child finally wakes. Ethan fell to one knee. Veolira rushed to him, but he raised his hand. I'm okay, he said, though his voice shook. The voice returned. Your blood sings louder than I imagined. Ethan stood slowly. Are you the queen? He asked. Laughter filled the ship. Not loud.
Soft.
Enjoying. I am the beginning, the voice said. And I will be the end. The ship doors opened by themselves. Veolira shouted. No. Do not answer her. But Ethan walked forward. The air changed. The queen appeared, not in her true form, but as a shape Ethan could understand. She looked like a woman.
Tall.
Beautiful.
Terrifying.
Her skin was dark like space itself. Her eyes glowed deep red, older than stars. A crown of bone and light floated above her head. She smiled. You look disappointed, she said gently. Did you expect a monster? Ethan swallowed. I expected worse, he replied. The queen laughed again. Oh, you will see worse, she said. But not today. Veolira stepped between them. You cannot touch him, Veolira said. He is protected. The queen turned her gaze to Veolira. Her smile vanished. And you, she said coldly, are a traitor. Veolira froze. You were born from my blood, the queen continued. You were meant to serve. Veolira lowered her head. I chose Earth, she said. The queen's eyes burned. You chose weakness. The queen looked back at Ethan. Come closer, she said. I want to smell you myself. Ethan felt the pull again. Stronger than ever. He fought it. I know what you want, he said. You want my blood to wake your army. The queen nodded calmly. Yes, she said. And you want to stop me. Ethan felt anger rise. I will, he said. The queen tilted her head. Will you, she asked. Or will you beg when you understand the truth? The space around them changed. Images filled the air. Worlds turning dark. Cities falling silent. Planets drained of life. These were not crimes, the queen said. They were meals. Ethan clenched his fists. You destroy everything, he said. The queen smiled. We survive, she corrected. Just like humans kill animals to eat. Lyra shouted. You lie. The queen glanced at her. You drink blood too, she said. Do not pretend you are clean. Lyra fell silent. Ethan felt conflict twist inside him. You could end this, the queen said to Ethan. Join me. Ethan stared at her. You think I would help you? He asked. The queen stepped closer. I think, she said softly, you are tired of choosing pain. She reached out, not touching him, but close enough for him to feel cold. Serve me, she whispered, and Earth will be spared. Ethan's heart stopped. Lyra shouted, do not listen. The queen smiled wider.
He will, she said.
Because I will tell him the one truth no one else will. She looked into Ethan's eyes. Humans are not special, she said. They were never meant to survive what is coming. Ethan felt doubt. What is coming? He asked. The queen's smile faded. Something worse than me. The ship trembled again. Even Lyra looked afraid. You feel it, don't you? The queen said. The hunger beneath reality. Ethan did feel it. A pressure behind existence itself. What is it? He asked. The queen answered quietly. The universe is dying, she said. And everything alive will be consumed. Ethan shook his head. You're lying, he said. I do not lie, the queen replied. I feed. She turned away. My kind survives by adapting, she said. By becoming predators. She looked back. And you, she said, were created to stop me, not what comes next. Silence filled the space. Ethan realized something terrible. So, even if I kill you, he said, everything still ends? The queen nodded. Yes. Lyra whispered. She's right. Ethan felt anger and despair mix. Then what's the point? He asked. The queen smiled softly. There is no point, she said. Only survival. Ethan closed his eyes. His blood burned. Images returned.
Earth. People. Fear. Hope.
He opened his eyes. You're wrong, he said. The queen raised an eyebrow. Oh, there is a point, Ethan said. Choice. The queen laughed. Choice is a luxury of the weak. Ethan stepped forward. Then I choose to fight anyway. The queen's eyes widened slightly. Interesting. Very well, she said. Let us see what you truly are. She released her control. The full pressure hit Ethan. Pain exploded through him. Lyra screamed his name. Ethan screamed too, but he did not fall. Something inside him broke open. Light poured from his veins. The ship shook violently. The queen stepped back. What are you? She whispered. Ethan looked at his hands. They glowed. I don't know, he said. But I am not yours. The queen hissed. You were made to end me, she said. And now you hesitate? Ethan shook his head. I won't kill you, he said. Not yet. The queen stared at him. Why? She demanded. Because, Ethan said, you are afraid. The queen laughed sharply. I fear nothing. You fear being unnecessary, Ethan replied. You fear a future where you are not needed to survive. Silence. The queen's smile disappeared. That was the truth. Ethan felt his power stabilize. I will stop your invasion, he said. But I will not become a monster to do it. Lyra stared at him in disbelief. The queen's voice turned cold. Then you choose war, she said. She stepped back into darkness. This is not over, she said. I will return when you break. The space folded. Her presence vanished. The ship fell silent. Ethan collapsed. Lyra caught him. You faced her, she said softly, and lived. Ethan breathed heavily. She's right, he said. Something worse is coming. Lyra nodded. Yes, she said. And now, you must become more than a weapon. Ethan looked at the stars. Then teach me, he said. Lyra placed her hand on his shoulder. The final change will cost you everything, she warned. Ethan did not look away. Then let it cost me, he said. Not Earth. Far away, beyond space and time, something ancient shifted. The universe had noticed Ethan. And it was curious. The ship moved quietly through space. No alarms. No shaking. But Ethan knew this calm was not peace. It was the moment before the end. He stood alone in the center of the ship, watching stars pass like fading memories. His body felt lighter, but his mind felt heavier than ever. Veolyra watched him from a distance. "You are changing," she said. Ethan nodded. "I feel it," he replied. "My thoughts are faster. My emotions are distant." Veolyra walked closer. "That is the price," she said softly. "The closer you move to what you are becoming, the farther you move from what you were." Ethan looked at his hands. "They don't feel human anymore," he said. Veolyra did not answer. She knew this path. The ship suddenly slowed. Space ahead folded like a broken mirror. A massive darkness appeared. Not a ship. Not a creature. A void. It swallowed light. It bent reality around itself. Veolyra whispered, "This is it." Ethan felt it instantly. The hunger beneath existence. The thing the queen feared. "What is it?" Ethan asked. Veolyra's voice shook. "The end that eats," she said. "The reason wars exist. The reason predators survive." Ethan stared into the void. "It's alive," he said. "Yes," Veolyra replied. "And it is coming for everything." A presence entered Ethan's mind. Not a voice. A pressure. "You are bright," it said without words. "You are loud." Ethan stepped forward. "I know what you are," he said. "You consume worlds." "I restore balance," the presence replied. "Life grows too much." "I erase it," Veolyra shouted. "Do not listen." Ethan raised his hand gently. "It's okay," he said. He focused. "For balance," Ethan said, "you create endless suffering." "Pain is irrelevant," the presence replied. Ethan felt anger. "So were we," he said. "To you." The void reacted. Space trembled. "You should not exist," it said. Ethan smiled sadly. "Neither should you," he replied. Images flooded Ethan's mind. Earth breaking. Stars going dark. Silence forever. "This is what you want," Ethan said. "Nothing." "Nothing is peace," the presence replied. Ethan shook his head. "No," he said. "Nothing is fear without a voice." Veolyra watched in awe. Ethan stepped closer to the void. "You fear choice," he said, "because choice creates chaos." The void paused. That hesitation was real. "You destroy," Ethan continued, "because you cannot understand life." "You cannot stop me," the presence replied. "Even the queen feeds because of me." Ethan closed his eyes. "I know," he said. "That's why I won't fight you." Veolyra gasped. "What?" she shouted. Ethan turned to her. "I won't fight it," he said calmly. "I will replace it." The ship shook violently. Veolyra ran toward him. "You will disappear," she said. "You will lose yourself." Ethan smiled gently. "I already am," he replied. The void pulled at him. Power surged through his blood. Ethan felt memories slip away. His childhood. His name. His fear. But one thing remained. Earth. "I choose," Ethan said loudly, "to carry the hunger instead of the universe." The void screamed. Not in pain. In shock. "You cannot contain me," it said. Ethan spread his arms. "Then let me become the cage," he replied. Light exploded. Not white. Not dark. Something new. Veolyra screamed Ethan's name as his body lifted into the void. His human form broke apart into energy, but his will remained. The void twisted, pulled inward. The hunger screamed as it was compressed. Bound. Trapped. Silence fell. Stars returned to normal. The void collapsed into a small, glowing core. Floating. Quiet. Veolyra fell to her knees. "It's over," she whispered. But Ethan was gone. Time passed. Days. Years. Earth never knew how close it came to ending. The alien vampires retreated. Without the hunger driving them, they weakened. The queen disappeared into deep space. Wars stopped before they began. Veolyra returned to Earth. She walked among humans, watched them live, love,
fight, hope.
One night, under a clear sky, she felt it. A familiar presence.
Soft, warm.
Ethan, she whispered. The stars above shimmered. A voice entered her mind. I am here. Tears filled her eyes. You're alive, she said.
Not as you knew me, the voice replied.
But I am watching. She smiled through tears. What are you now? She asked. The stars pulsed gently. I am the boundary, the voice said. Where hunger ends and life continues. Veilira looked at the sky. And Earth, she asked. Earth is safe, Ethan replied. As long as choice exists. Far beyond the stars, something watched. Not with hunger, but curiosity. The universe had changed. Because one human chose to stand between nothing and everything. And for the first time in eternity, the end was afraid.
The end.